Transitive. Transitive dependency means what I said here. A non-key column depends on another non-key column is called as a transitive dependency. Okay. Now we can see. Now we can see. Suppose in this table, carefully observe, score table. In score table, I'm adding two more columns, examination name and total marks. These are student ID, subject ID, marks, examination name, and total marks. Okay, na? Right. So now here observe. Okay, observe here. So in this case, what it was happening, guys, here, total marks. Now, so now total marks, examination name, these are the two columns to add in this table. So here examination name, total marks, both are non-primary key columns. Okay, now. So marks column is depending on student ID, subject ID. Examination name also depending on student ID, subject ID. Okay, but total marks, can you tell me total marks depending on what? Total marks is depending on what? Total marks column is depending on, total marks column is depending on examination name or marks or subject ID or student ID. Which one, guys? Your total marks is total marks is depending on examination name or marks column, okay, or subject ID or student ID. On which column it was depending on? Yeah, total, everyone, they're saying that total marks is depends on marks, but that is wrong. Total marks never depends on marks. Total marks first depending on examination name. Total marks is first depending on examination name, not a marks. Total marks not depending on marks. Total marks first priority is examination. Why, sir? Why, sir? How, sir? Okay, now the question is coming over. Why total marks is not depending on marks and depending on examination name means, yes, because of reason. Because of reason, let you see. For example, different student is having different subjects, right? Along with their subjects, their examination also changes. For example, let you see. CSC, one CSC student is there, for example. CSC branch student is having some subjects. Okay, na? That's called a subject one. The subject one, okay, is having theory examination. That's called a theory exam plus practical exam. Theory exam plus practical exam. That means subject one is having theory plus practical. Both exams are the subject one. Same to same, subject number two is having only theory exam. In the same to same, subject 3 is having only, it is having theory exam plus practical exam. Okay, na? So subject number 4 is having only practical exam. So that means here different subjects having different, that means one subject is having single examination, one subject is having two examinations. Okay, now so two papers fails there. For example, let you see now theory exam here 75 marks, practical is 25 marks, the total 100 marks for the subject one. In the second one is called as a theory only theory exam, the theory only 100 marks. Next, this one is having like a, okay, so theory is like a 80 marks. Okay, theory is like 80 marks, 80 marks plus practical is a 20 marks. So this is total 100. Now in the practical examination, so this is having only, for example, this is only, for example, 50 marks. So total marks of this student, total marks of this student, total marks how much here? 100, 300 and 350. The total marks of student, okay, 350 marks is a total marks. This is suppose CSC branch student. Another person is a civil engineer, that means civil student. Civil student, what it was having guys here, civil student, he was having subjects, subject 1, subject 2, subject number 3. So civil student, okay, this student is having, okay, subject 1 is having only theory exam. Okay, so the theory exam is having, for example, okay, 100 marks. Next, second subject only we have a practical. So practical exam is having here 75 marks, and subject 3 is having only, okay, so it was having here theory plus practical. So this was having here, okay, 100 marks. Then now suppose if you want to take the total marks of civil engineer, to how much here the semester here? 275 marks, suppose. So that means what do you understand guys here? Based on this analysis, your total marks will be depends on examination names, because some students, some branch students on the subject, they have a theory plus practical. Some students on their subjects only having theory but not practical. So simple example, for example, nowadays you can see 10th class. I think in Telugu states, in Andhra and Telangana. So I don't know other states, but in Telugu states, 10th class has a 10th class examinations. We all of you know. Okay, every subject is having two papers. Yes or no? Having two papers or not? Come on, guys. Every subject is having two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Yes or no? So maths, two papers, physics, two papers. Okay, social studies, two papers. Okay, in the same to same, suppose if you go to intermediate, the plus 1 and plus 2. So theory is there as well as practical exams also there. So theory and practical, both examinations we are writing in plus 1, plus 2. If you go to in the degree level also, biochemistry and BSc chemistry level people, they are also doing theory and practicals. So that means here what happened, total marks, how it was going to be changed, how it was going to be changing and depending on means their examinations, how many examinations they are writing. For example, CSC student is writing 5 examinations. Civil student is writing 7 examinations. EC student is writing 6 examinations. Okay, in BTech only, you can just observe in BTech only, different branch students are having different examinations. Okay, now, so that means CSC student, they was writing total 7 examinations in a semester, for example. Civil people are writing only 4 examinations for their semester. And suppose a triple E students are writing six examinations for a semester. So that means what it was happening guys here, CSC students are writing total 7 exams, civil students writing 4 exams, triple E student writing 6 exams, mechanical students writing 5 exams. So that means here examinations wise their total marks will be decided. Yes or no? Examinations wise the total marks will be decided. That's why one branch semester examination total marks will be 400, Other branch people total semester examinations will be 350, somebody having 470, like this different total marks. Because of reason their examinations wise total marks will be decided, people. Okay, their examinations wise total marks will be decided. Okay, semester wise your total marks will be changed. Yes or no? So that is what. So that's why in this mechanism total marks how to depends mean it's a examination wise total marks is depend. So that is a point I was given here. With examination total marks added to our score table, it saves more data now. Primary key for our score table is a composite. Okay, this is composite primary key, which means that two attributes, then student ID, subject ID, both are composite primary keys. Okay. Our new column is examination name. Examination name depends on both student and subject. So both student I want it, subject also I want it here. Okay now. So that is what. For example, a mechanical engineering student will have a workshop exam, but a computer science student won't. A mechanical engineering student is having workshop, okay na, but a computer science student is not having a workshop. So and for the some subjects you have a practical exams, and for some you don't have it. So that means what you can say, examination name is depending on both student ID and subject ID. That's okay. But what about your total marks column? So total marks column depends on examination name only. Because of, as with the exam type, total score will be changed. As your exam type, total score will be changed. Okay now. So what I said, for example, practical or of less marks, while theory exams are more marks. So that means your examination wise, your total marks will be changed. Okay now. So because practicals are having less marks, theory is having more marks. Okay now. So in such a cases, now what you say, examination name just another column in the score table. It is not primary key column. And examination name is a non-primary key column. It's a depending on another non-primary key column total marks. Okay now. So then what happened? This is called as a transitive. This is called as a transitive. So one non-primary key column depending on another non-primary key column is called as a transitive. Then how to overcome this transitive problem, guys? Okay, now we can see. So now here I was created one score table. From this score table, I keeping student ID, subject ID, marks, and one new column created examination ID. And second table I will be created here. Okay, so examination ID, examination name, total marks. So that is the examination name and total marks columns I removed from score table and added into another new table. The new table is called as the examination table. So in this two table, what is the common ID? Examination ID, examination ID. So this is primary key, foreign key relations. I just make it here to make it. Now you can see, now in your score table, there is no transitive dependency column, as well as in your examination table, there is no transitive dependency columns. Okay now. So that's what happened. These both tables are satisfied your, okay, what we can say, satisfied your third normalization form. Satisfied your third normalization form. Okay, so the point understand now. So there is no transitive. Transitive means what now? A non-primary key column, when it is depends on another non-primary key column, is called as a transitive. If the type of columns are having in the table, so please remove those columns and keep into another new table. Okay, keep into another new table. Then your problem will be solved. Okay now. So this is transitive and third normalization technique. And the next technique is called as a Boyce code normal form. The next technique is called as what now? Boyce code normal form. So what is Boyce code normal form? Now you can see, for a table to satisfy the Boyce code normal form, it should satisfy the following two conditions. Okay, now first one, it should be in the third normal form. It should be in the third normal form. Second one, it should be in a third normal form is the first condition. Second condition, for any dependency A to B, then A should be super key. Okay, now first one, what I want to do, my table should be satisfied a Boyce code normal form. Then it should satisfy the two conditions. One is your table should be in third normal form. Third normal form means there is no transitive dependency columns. So that is a third normal form we already discussed. And second one is, for any dependency A depends on B, then A should be super key. Suppose B depends on A, then B should be super key. So any dependency, either A to B or B to A, but A depends on B, A should be super key. Suppose B depends on A, then B should be super key. Right? Now, so yeah, the new concept is what now? What is a super key? The new concept is what now? What is a super key? Yes or no? So that is a new concept. So what is super key? Okay, so super key is what now? Okay, and how these super keys are we are going to be preparing, and which columns we called as super key. Okay, so that all we discuss in Monday session, guys. So Monday maximum your normalization topic will be completed Monday, and from Tuesday onwards we will start at our second part of SQL Server T SQL language. Okay, na? So because